Put that over here. Okay. Should be good to go. And unknown, welcome. How's it going? Good morning to you. Pull up the Viz website. It says new chapter coming in an hour, but I'm pretty sure it comes out at 8. I am here first. You are not, Carl. You were second. Unknown was first. Yeah, I'm good. It's a Monday morning. Pretty sure the new chapter drops in 14 minutes. I think it's at 8 o'clock. My phone app said it was at 8, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, just a few minutes. The mobile site, or the desktop site's less accurate. Weird. All right. So, as the title implies, this is a live reaction to the official scans. You guys in the Discord said you wanted this as a weekly thing. So, let's try it out. I'll read through the entire chapter. We can talk about it, shoot the breeze, all that. These are supposed to come out. These usually come out on Sundays, so I really don't know why it's on Monday, but it works out for me because I was actually out of town yesterday. So happy's here. Diego Mejia? Mejia? Is that how you pronounce your name? Mejia? Rico. Or is it Raiko? Welcome. And we have Rico here too. So we have Raiko and Riku. Welcome. Rico doing the dab, nice. Rico's a regular in the comment section of the chapter reactions, so good to see you. Yeah. We'll just kind of hang out. I think, yeah, just a little over 10 minutes, and then boom. This week's an interesting one because there was why am I re-reacting? People wanted me to talk about the officials, because we always talk about them anyway in the Discord, because they do differ. Because as cool as the unofficial ones are, the official ones are essentially law in regards to like how things flow and whatnot. This one's actually really interesting, this chapter, in regards to the officials, because we get a lot of Shigaraki talking, and we have a huge debate whether or not it's Shigaraki or All for One Control, but I also kind of think it might be just someone new. And as Carl was saying, there's actually another reason I'm reading this one in particular too. Jafar, welcome. Hope you're having a great morning. It's funny because the My Hero Academia community are very into shipping. And I didn't even think like this would cause any like BKDK means Bakudeku, which is a shipping name for Bakugou and Deku. Artie, welcome. Oh, got a lot of people coming in on a Monday. Look at that. It is a very popular ship. I'd probably say it's probably the most popular ship in the entire series. If anyone doesn't know what a ship is, it's like take character A, take character B, and imagine them as a couple or an item, whatever. There's canonical ships where the story actually confirms that they're a couple, or there's like headcanon where it's someone's made up ship. I'm not gonna dive into that too much right now, but we'll get to that. I think the image of Shiggy with half his face burnt, where he mentions Bakugo being Deku's friend. Yeah, that's the panel I'm most looking forward to. I mean, there's a few panels. This is a good chapter. So if anyone if you're watching the stream, don't go ahead and like spoil anything because I'm going to take my time and go through the chapter. It's a good chapter. So, if you guys see me looking to the right, that's because I have two monitors. The right one is my chat. So, why wasn't it released yesterday? I have no clue. It's usually, although sometimes after a break, they do kind of do that. Well, they'll have the officials come out like a day or two later. I've seen it come out on a Tuesday before, but I think that was because of holiday. I recently binge read Sakamoto Days. You should check it out, Mighty. Never heard of that one. Is there a canonical ship with the students? Yes. In my opinion, I think that Uraraka and Deku is canon. I think that's pretty clear that Horikoshi's been building to that. Like, I don't know, people. There are certain people who will call you crazy for saying that and will get mad at you. But like, I go by what I see. And if I see that the author is making two people continuously grow in each other's presence and build off of each other, I don't know. That so it says in an hour, but my phone says in a mere minutes. I think it comes out at 8 a.m. Although they were wrong yesterday. They sent out notifications to phones and emails and stuff saying, "Oh, look, the new chapter." And they even spoiled like, oh, they didn't really spoil it. They just said basically like Bakugou was attacking Shigaraki. So that's technically true. But you talk about the possibility that people wearing black and color spread might die. Yeah, we'll talk about that too. There's actually a really good. I don't know if they include those in the officials or if that's like a scan from the Shonen Jump like magazine. So we might not actually see that, but I will pull it up nonetheless. Also, I won't be showing any images on my stream. I know that they're very particular about people showing like. I know it's weird because these chapters are free on the app and stuff, but I have heard them coming after people. My reactions have never shown visuals. I've always played it safe, and thankfully you guys are cool with that. Jiro and Denki is one. That's one I personally think is true as well. I mean, it's pretty well hinted at. At the very least, they're very close friends, but I think it has a hint of fondness and affection toward each other. Personally, I'm a big Kirishima guy, which I do believe has a strong chance to become canon. The fandom complained about animated clouds. Nothing is too surprising when it comes to this fandom. I don't know. There's a bad subsection of every fan base, but for whatever reason, people like to shit on the My Hero one because I think that they're the craziest. I really do think that there some people in the fan base are just crazy. Jiro Momo, yeah, that's a popular one too. That one's really interesting because a lot of like the special art that they've come out with has shown them like holding hands and embracing each other, which is really interesting that Horikoshi is going for that angle, even though in the story they don't really. I'm not going to say they don't have any chemistry together, but it's not as in your face. It's odd. Like that's the most interesting one people ship because it's like, yeah, there's kind of a base for it, but not in the way you'd think. I like Toto Momo too, which is Todoroki and Momo, but that other than their team up together, they never really have much time together. But I think like character wise, those two are a great match because they're both very like reserved and mature. Then Kirishima Mina is technically a canonical ship, best ship. I don't think that's canonical status. Yeah, like I said, I think the only one that's actually canon, in my personal opinion, is Deku and Uraraka. You have some other ones too. You have like Kamui Woods and Mount Lady. That's pretty much confirmed. That actually is confirmed, but those are side characters, so less people care. We have 5 more minutes, guys, until it supposedly comes out. So, well, in the war arc was the first person we saw. He was thinking of the special person. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. This isn't supposed to be like a shipping stream, but we'll talk about it for sure because part of the officials that I'm most curious to see is yeah. This fandom literally tried to poke holes in the season 6 trailer to kill hype. I'm not sure what holes they could poke. Feel free to let me know what those would be. I actually don't know. But yeah, no, this is like for. By the way, let me know in the comments how many of you guys have read or watched my reaction to the unofficials. I assume most here have. So I think most here know what this chapter is all about. But if you haven't, let me know. I can try to refrain from spoilers too much. Shigaraki's too broken, and he isn't even using quirks. How the hell can they stop him? Well, we'll get into that too. The cliffhanger of this chapter is a good answer to that. People talking about Nejire and that short hair girl. Yep, that's one too. I actually kind of like that one. I think it's really cute. Especially in this chapter, that girl, she's like, if anyone dares ruin her beautiful hair again, I don't know. That's pretty cute. I feel like this entire fandom is shippers and Mineta hating. I feel like the Mineta hating has gone away a lot. Mainly because first of all, he's barely been in the story. But he's also just like, I don't know. He hasn't done as much Mineta things lately. Maybe he has grown as a character, or maybe Horikoshi will just throw another one out there during the war just to make us all like, Mineta, one of those moments. Jiraki's lab isn't dark enough? Garaki's? Oh, that's stupid. Excited for what Dobby has in store. Yeah, Dobby ain't done. Something's gonna go on with Dobby. We can talk about theories and stuff too in this stream. This would be a fun stream. I think we got 3 more minutes. Just refresh this page. Yeah. He stopped being as pervy. Well, again, he's barely been in the story. Even during the Deku retrieval mini arc, like he was pretty good. I mean, he behaved well. I mean, obviously that was a very intense moment. So, remember when they were calling him gay? I don't remember that. No. They've been talking a lot about dad for one theories. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. There's no chance in hell that All for One is Deku's dad. Like, there's been no hint toward that. It's a funny theory. It's a funny meme theory, but literally that would borderline ruin the series for me just because of how outlandish it is. And there's been literally no hints toward that. I don't know. Plot twist: Dobby finished transformation into a light bulb. All for One. Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to be seeing OG Prime All for One if the teaser is any indication. The art we got recently, which we'll probably be seeing in this. I can't remember if the officials include those types of panels or not. I think they do, but they might also just be scans from like the magazine. So I'm not entirely sure. We got about a minute or so to go. And then they'll drop. Again, I won't be showing images, so hopefully you guys have your Viz apps or web pages open and you can follow along with me. You could jump ahead, of course, as well, but I ask that you don't spoil what the lines are ahead of time or anything. All for One already had his Vader moment with he's not a Shinra's grandson. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of that theory. There's a 90% chance that All for One is Deku's dad. LOL, no hints toward Deku's father, too. Also, All for One's face is always hidden. He does not have Deku's face. First of all, he has red eyes. We know that much. He has white hair. There's a lot about his features we know, and it's just... The only thing they haven't really shown is just the entire face at once. We've seen glimpses of his chin, his face, his eyes. It's whatever. All right, it is 8 o'clock. Let me refresh. Nothing up yet. I do remember one time that it actually came up on my mobile phone first. I could have swore this was a thing. Yeah, it's on my phone. Okay, hold up. I'll read it off my phone too, if that's how it's gonna be. But okay, so it's not up on the desktop yet, but it is up on my phone. So bear with me if I I'm looking down and shit because yeah, I'm trying to read it off my phone. All right, I'll refresh the desktop every few minutes, but until then, we're gonna be reading this off of the phone. Let me refresh one more time on the desktop, and then I'll just start reading it off of the. Yeah, okay, it's still not on the desktop. Let's just go ahead and read it from the mobile. All right, so yeah, first we actually do get that really nice shot of all the students, not just the students, like basically every character in the series at this point, except for people who are dead. Someone did notice that there's no deceased people in this, which makes sense because it'd be really weird if they were just like celebrating and stuff. So that basically confirms Gran Torino is alive, by the way, because he's hanging onto All Might's shoulder here. But a theory that some people had was that people who are dressed in black or mostly black are like likely to die. Read for that for what you will. There's Gentle and the Brava in this too, which is kind of fun. They're hidden away. All right, let's just dive on in. First page. We're getting the underground reactor room. Place of learning. I don't think I actually read the name of the chapter during my unofficial translations. By the way, sorry if I don't pay attention too much to the chat. I'm focused on the reading first and foremost. I'll take breaks every few pages and then like chat with you guys about it. But got a blown fuse in engine number 6. It needs to be replaced. That shaft is warping. Get a spare over here, quick. And I just now kind of noticed this is perspective of the recording camera from their phone, which is really cool. But I love how it's not widescreen. It's a classic 4:3 box ratio. I just kind of realized that. Obviously, it's a manga, but it just get with the times. We keep losing altitude, gonna crash at this rate. Which we never really find out this guy's name. This like a teacher or whatever. They're saying Shigaraki got all giant. This place can't handle the weight. The messenger bodyguard said he'll be gone. Wait, the messenger bodyguard said he'll be going up top 2. Wait, so Mirio, okay. I guess spoilers if you haven't read was he the messenger bodyguard? It says he'll be going up. That wasn't in the unofficials. Okay, so that kind of explains a little bit where Mirio was. Interesting. So he was their bodyguard down there? Huh. Alright, I'll let that digest a bit. We'll continue here. Weird. Interesting. I guess I spoiled it for anyone who hasn't like read the chapter, but I'm pretty sure most people who follow my channel also keep up with the unofficials, so I'm not too worried. I apologize though if yeah. Alright. Here we are, sky high at UA. Thanks to the electromagnetic barrier designed to imprison Shigaraki, those confined within cannot communicate with the outside world. This is the business course, big, tall, corn cob-looking head guy saying this. Quit filming and get to work. Hey, wait. Why are you business course kids even here? This girl who I don't even know, but I love her design. I said this in the like unofficial. She's got like these Mickey Mouse like ear things, but they're like with the drill coming out. I don't know. I just like that design. I also like her eyes. Horikoshi does the best eyes of anywhere. These guys are from the sports festival. Yes. This was the course that they didn't fight, but they let him participate in like they got to do something. I forgot what it was. It was like the halftime show or something. Mandalay's telepath quirk is the sole means of informing the world of the state of affairs here. Yes, the school is now a tomb, and we all accompany Shigaraki on this journey into death's awaiting arms. That's so... Oh, he says it with like a straight face. That's just funny to me. Hold on, let me see if it's... I'm going to refresh the desktop page, because that would make this like way easier. It is here, okay. I am here, says computer, with a new chapter. Okay, we can put the phone away now. Now that's actually on the desktop. I don't know why there's a latency. Why should the phone take priority there? All right. All right, we already talked about the color page. Let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay. All right, first page. Oh, okay. Are you seriously shooting a documentary? Who asked for that? Says this girl. Our work is vital, says the support, not the support course, the business course guy. No, that's pointless, she replies. Consider this. I like that reply. All the images and footage of past wars. Who do you think left those behind, and why? She doesn't have an answer. As the corn-hot cob hair guy cools down, he says, the business course's role is to promote heroes. We've been taught to form the bridge between heroes and the rest of society. This guy's so straight-laced. This is the culmination of our 3 years of learning here, and we shall leave a record of how they know how we all achieved victory here today as we get the cut to Bakugou going in to hit Shigaraki. Boom. Yeah, just a giant blast. It looks like Shigaraki like blocks most of this with his fingers, which is just like the grossest thing. I can't imagine how they're gonna like animate all this. It's gross. Just like a amalgamation of wave of fingers. Shakes the entire stadium as well as the supporting platforms. Whoa! Says all the people on the generator side. Izawa says, don't shut those eyes, Monoma. And we get a Monoma just keeping them open. What a thunderous blast, says Cementos. And then Momo, shoutouts to Momo, dude. Like, that role has to be so hard to provide, like, I don't know if she's the sole provider of the materials or if they had some made beforehand. I assume they may have had some made beforehand, and she's mainly there for, like, specific parts they need to replace or something that they didn't account for. That's my guess, because otherwise that'd be, like, ridiculous. He could blink soon, honestly. It's hard to say. That must be Bakugou, says Momo. And we get Power Loader. Whoa there! Our power station up top better not be just busted. I swear, that kid's got some screws loose. I'd like to kill him. Oh, would it kill him to mine the arena? Can someone tell me the name of this girl who's like Nejire's friend? I actually forgot her name, and yeah, I think she's cool, and I like how they're actually. She has electric powers of some kind. I didn't know that. Do we ever know that? I said this in the unofficials too, but Sage still has anti-decay measures, but either way, Shigiri will kill them. I don't know about that. I think they're doing a good job. They plan-wise against Shigaraki. Does he not care even if Nejire's gorgeous locks get burned again? There's the line people are probably really happy about. Don't worry, Haya. Oh yeah, okay. I thought he said Haya. Her name's Haya. I keep forgetting that. Haya. I don't know if that's the first time I've ever heard that or not, but believe it or not, he really does sweat the details. Heck, this is Kamonera talking, by the way. You wouldn't believe how many times he's ordered me to keep my left hand up during the on the table during meals. And that's relevant. How exactly? She replies. What I'm saying is, he ain't the type to fight all haphazard. As we come back to Bakugou, and here we are getting to the meat of this, chapter. Bakugou, this is the thumbnail shot I used in the chapter reaction. He gets a scrape, like, up the side of his face, by the eye. And, that's because Shigaraki's reaching out to grab his gauntlet, and he, like, breaks the gauntlet. You condense your blast to curtail widespread damage, while at the same time boosting their sheer force. Fantastic. That's why this has got to go. Alright, so we're already seeing a big difference. We're already seeing a big difference between this and the unofficials. I don't have the unofficials pulled up right now, but I'm pretty sure in the unofficials he says that, like, I told you, like, I'm not interested in you or whatever. I think that was this line. But basically, like, here he's praising Bakugou. He's saying, fantastic. That's why this, like, he's basically saying that, like, well done, you know? Like, that's different. Hold on. I'm just going to pull up the unofficials to make sure I don't sound like a fool here. Give me 1 second. I just want to compare. I should have had this up beforehand. I should have just thought about this. And by the way, this is not a knock on the unofficials, because they're actually they get the point across and they do a really good job. I just tell people, don't, like, freak out when you read the unofficials and it's not like pleasing to you. It's just like just chill. Like these people are it's fans translations. They do a really good job. All right, let me see what it says in the unofficial real quick. All right, so oh no. Okay, no, he still says truly wonderful. That's why I had to break it. Okay, so it's just worded different. In the unofficial, he says truly wonderful. That's why I had to break it. And the official, he says fantastic. That's why this had to go. Okay, never mind. I'm curious what it says later though. Sorry to say, but your growth and progress still don't interest me. Okay, was that the part I was thinking of? I'm sorry, but I stand by what I told you last time. I continue to have no interest in you. That was the unofficials. The official says, sorry to say, but your growth and progress still don't interest me. Okay, so it's pretty on par. Continuing on, Mirko, Gina's coming in. Dynamite! They will shout. Let me catch up with chat real quick. I love the English dub. I always imagine their voices in the English dub, personally. Who's in control? I think it's neither All For One or Shigaraki. I'm starting to think personally that it's an entirely new persona. It's like a hybrid. And I think the real Shigaraki's locked away inside, and I think the real All For One is still over in his other body. Yeah, they're similar. I was wrong about that. All right, continuing on. So yeah, Mirko, Gina's come in. They're surfing on some cables, man. Like just kind of coming in there. It's kind of cool. Dynamite, they shout. Shigaraki! I love that. Mirko bouncing off all of the either fingers or cables. I think it's a combination of both. Just destroying the wave of fingers. She bounces one. Shigaraki! Like just, I love that. That's cool. That's cool. All right, and then I'm going to call it Shigaraki for now. It's the body. Hey, which fool suggested close combat as the way to go? Because getting up close and personal with me means you're in for an intimate taste of power on par with All Mights as he knocks them all away. Again, I'm pretty sure that's very similar to the unofficial. I'm not going to check. I'm pretty sure it says the same thing, like power that rivals All Might, whatever. All right, now we're getting Bakugou. Okay. I think this is the page that people wanted to know the differences of. So let's just kind of dive on in and see what it says here. So Bakugou is on the ground. Obviously his arm's all mangled. That was the biggest grand slam I've got. But not even close to the major leagues. Your thoughts? Feelings, says Shigaraki, walking toward him. What you strive for? No. Katsuki Bakugou, the only thing about you that catches my interest is how you're closer to Izuku Midoriya than anyone else. All right, well, there's the line. And so the reason people were freaking out is like, so the unofficial says, the only thing that ever piqued my interest in you is the fact that you're Midoriya's best friend. So, not to make this into like a shipping conversation, but the reason that people were upset was like, I honestly, I can't even describe it to you. I want to say it was because they didn't want Shigaraki in between Deku and Bakugou, or it was the implication that they are just friends. I really don't know. But I don't know if this official line is gonna like change anyone's opinion. I mean, the wording's different. He says you're closer to Izuku Midoriya than anyone else, which, yeah, I'd say that's true. That's accurate. I mean, I had problems with the unofficial purely because I didn't think that Bakugou is Deku's best friend. They're rivals and they are very close, but in my opinion, the best friend Deku has is either Ida or Uraraka, because those are the two who like genuinely, truly have always cared about him and are like super kind and supportive and there for him. Bakugou is like now kind of begrudgingly, but still he's like the grump. But I don't know. I just thought Uraraka and Ida have that spot filled of the best friend. But Legend Lily Gardening. Hi, welcome. I thought the shipper never read MHA. Ah, maybe. I don't know. Wait. No, Shiggy hates All Might so much. It feels like an all for one line. Enclosure doesn't imply romantic, and honestly, only the shippers care. Means the same somewhat to the unofficial. People were mad. Yeah, there was a lot of people freaking out on Twitter, apparently. Link in the description for the Discord if you want to go check it out. But basically, hold up. Let me make sure. Okay. Yeah, I have a description. In the link in the description of the Discord is... we talked about this, but basically someone shared like a bunch of Twitter stuff. It was just funny. I laughed. But anyway, not to make this a shipping conversation, let's just continue. Izawa, who I love Izawa for a lot of reasons, but like the thing that's really shown through since the last war arc and even now is just how much he cares about the students. Mandalay, any update on Midoriya? He shouts. Can't reach him, she replies. Izawa says, but you could earlier? Nani? What's wrong with you? She says, barrier or not, the wonky electromagnetic waves are affecting things, she says. I've been getting nothing but static for a while now. Izawa shouts, Bakugou. And as you see Bakugou... By the way, I just feel so sad inside seeing Bakugou clumped over on the ground holding his arm. You don't even see his expression. Usually, the thing that defines Bakugou is his headstrong attitude and expression. But you know he's hurting, man. When you can't... Like, he's looking down, like... Not just in pain, but he's thinking to himself, like, that was, like, my best attack. It didn't do shit. Like... Trying to overcome that on the fly in the battlefield, I know he will, because he's Bakugou, but, like... Just that moment of helplessness makes me really sad for him. Bakugou is the Chacho. I don't know what that means. What happened to Aries? She's safe at headquarters for all we know with All Might and like Tsukauchi and stuff, I think. Deku might be Bakugou's best friend, but it doesn't mean it's vice versa. I mean, I'd argue Kirishima is probably Bakugou's best friend, but I don't know. That's close. All right. He shouts Bakugou, Genist, Mirko, Edshot. Damn it, you gotta protect Bakugou. Once he graduates from UA, he's aiming to become #1. As we get probably one of my favorite Shigaraki shots ever in the entire manga. And there's a lot of them. Shigaraki has a lot of great artwork. It's him looking all sorts of like menacing with the ruins of the UA high school building behind him, which is like half destroyed. That's a great shot. And then from the rubble, we get Amajiki and Nejire. Well, I mean, specifically from the rubble, Amajiki gets up. Looks like Nejire is already still standing. Hado, he says, I really wanted a proper graduation ceremony. Hey, pal. Once the battle's over, let's have Principal Nezu throw one together for us. Oh, I wonder, is this, by the way, is this Mirio's saying this? Hey, pal. That's gotta be Mirio's line. I don't think that was clear in the unofficials, actually, that Mirio was saying this. I think it was implied that Amajiki was the one saying this. Hey, pal. Once the battle's over, let's have Principal Nezu throw one together for us. That would be what he would say, because Amajiki's kind of the downer. But here's Mirio saying it all positively. Nejire replies, yeah. And Amajiki, being the downer, like, he's a downer in the sense, you know what I mean. Do we even stand a chance here? If nothing else, until Midoriya shows up, we'll protect everyone. With our triple threat power. Final panel of the chapter. The big three, in uniform, about to F Shigaraki up. Hopefully. All right, so there's a few things to talk about here for those of you who just want to hang out and chat. There's actually a good few things, theories and things. For one, this chapter cleared up where Mirio was to an extent. Let me go back and just check what the unofficial said for that, because I don't think they actually said what they did in the officials. Because Communication and security managers you needed upstairs. That's what they said in this one. But I'm pretty sure the messenger bodyguard said he'll be going up top too. Yeah, that's very different. Wow. Okay. Very cool. Okay, so I'm assuming Miria was the messenger bodyguard. And it makes sense if you're gonna have a messenger go up top between like the bottom. I mean, they're all on like radio, but like he can just pop in and out, you know? It is kind of weird he wasn't there for the fight to begin with, but that is a crucial operation down there, so you'd probably want security down there just in case someone did show up, but it makes sense that while the heat's going down up top, they need some backup. They pull him because they're like, okay, we need you. That makes sense. That makes some sense. I'm actually kind of okay with that. There's a reason. Sorry, I'm from behind on comments. I think I missed quite a few. The reason Horia had Ida and Kirishima reach out to those respectively in their rescue arcs. Yep. Let's see. What do you think about the quotes in the book that I don't know about any book. Let's see. I had to read the kanjis used by. Okay. Pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, like, it's kind of exciting because, like, you've heard about the big three for a long time, and up until now, it's just been like, okay, I think that Amajiki is the only one of the three. I mean, outside of Mirio, that like really had a moment during the Chihei Hisaikai arc. Nejire, like, she's had basically zero character development in terms of like what drives her and stuff. Like, she's the only one of the three that's still missing from. And I don't know if now's the time to do that or if we'll ever just not get it. I don't know. But Nejire is still cool. And then Mirio, like, again, it's just cool seeing the big three together. We haven't seen them all fight together. The pairings have always been in the war. Amajiki, they were all active in the war, the first war, but Mirio and Nejire fought together for like a chapter or two. Amajiki wasn't there. He was with Fat Gum and stuff, right? And Tokoyami before Tokoyami like left. So yeah, those two. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first time. It's gonna be a lot of cool. That's gonna be. I don't know. Nejire gets pouty, angry faces. Yes, she does. She has the best pouting face in the entire series, no question. Hearing back goes. Yeah, I liked the people saying. I like when people are like. I was saying this in my unofficial reactions. It's so cool, hearing these pros, established adult pros. Being like, great explosion, murder, God dynamite. Like, just shouting that, like, it's just funny to me. How's Aaron going to control her quirk? Going to control her quirk when Izawa is not there to help? Who's Aaron? Are you talking about Monoma? Oh, Aerie. How is Aerie going to control her quirk when Izawa is not there to help? Well, she's been practicing. So, by the way, there is a lot of people discussing whether or not, like... Okay, so there's a lot of controversy right now around, like, the editor. So there's a brand new editor, and he was introduced. I think Horikoshi said, like, hey, welcome the new editor and stuff. The last editor, people really didn't like. And I think this stuff is really hard to, like, say factually who's to blame for what for things. Because ultimately, we don't know what happens behind the scenes for this stuff, but basically a lot of people didn't like the prior editor, which would have been right after Dobby's dance up until just his last few chapters. Because I think the last 3 chapters have been with the new editor. I think the first chapter with the new editor was the first one that he was introduced as the editor was the one with All for One's huge reveal. So he's off to a great start. And this stuff's been great so far as well. But people were debating, like, what was Mirio intended to have his power come back in the first war? Because looking back at it now, you could be like, oh, well, it's kind of lame. He didn't really do much. It was just kind of show up for, like, to be hype. But I'm actually okay with it, purely for, like, people said this would have been a better time to be like, oh my god, Mirio is back. I don't know. I'll be a defender of the first moment because it showed, like, first of all, if he just got returned to normal from Aerie, he'd be really rusty at this point. But back then, it established that Aerie has been training, so she's able to use her quirk. And since she used it back then, that means now she probably has enough power to do it again, which opens the doors to a lot of things. Versus if she did it just before this war started, she might not have enough power to do something crazy. Like, what I think might happen is maybe, possibly, don't quote me on this, All might get rewound. And the reason I say this, I kind of really think that, first of all Might's been on the back burner of this story for a long time, outside of the really cool stuff in the Camino War of the Stain. And I just have the weird feeling that they're going to have him versus Prime, like Prime All Might versus Prime All for One. And we'll get that glorious fight that we never got to see. They All for One alluded to that fight, by the way, in his fight against Endeavor. And as it stands right now, okay, bear with me. Endeavor could barely take down All for One in his crippled state. Who left on that battlefield could possibly, even remotely, stand up to a potentially reverted back to prime age All for One? The answer is no one. It's not Jiro. It's not Hawks with his 3 feathers left. Tokoyami, who's pretty much unscathed right now. I'm sorry. It's still Tokoyami versus Prime All for One. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, okay? Yeah, sure, wounded heroes are the scariest, but so are wounded villains. They don't have a monopoly on that. And yeah, I just think and I think that for whatever reason, I think it'd be so befitting. Because you might think to yourself, well, if All Might gets rewound, then what, he's just going to be youthful for the rest of the series? No. What I think is going to happen is I think All for One and All Might are going to take each other out. One last fight between them, the third round, so to speak. And I think they're both going out in a blaze of glory. So that would mean the end of All Might and the end of All for One. But that would still give Deku his fight against Shigaraki and with Bakugou potentially. I just think that would man, I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself because that's a whole lot of speculation and a lot of stuff that would have to happen for that to come true. But come on now, that'd be so sick. I just think that'd be so cool. But yeah, that's long term. That's why I'm kind of okay with Aerie having used her powers in the first war. Aerie would do a lot of good in this war. I think people would have been more annoyed if he showed up here first. Wounded heroes are also scary. Yeah. Would Aerie do a lot of good in this way? So why do you keep asking that? Of course she would. She's a little girl. She's not going to fight. And her power is still a huge unknown. So I guess it's a matter of how she would apply it to someone. But I think it's setting up Prime All for One versus Shigaraki. Oh, that would be really good. That'd be really good. Aries Horn is too small. It took over 6 months from overhaul to now for Horn to get big. Yeah, but we still don't know what powers are Horn. They've said it's some mysterious power and they're not even sure what it is, but so theoretically it could power up way faster if they found out what powered it up. Kalita Shigaraki. I don't know. There's so many potential things. Prime All for One versus new Shigaraki would be so interesting. One would think that the new Shigaraki would win. That's where I'd put my money. But that would not be easy. I mean, because old Prime All for One nearly killed Prime All Might. And Prime All Might is what Shigaraki's comparing himself to now. So that would be a really good fight. Oh, that's fine. Legend Lily Gardening, no problem. Aries Power is a stockpiler type. When she rewound Mirio back. Well, I mean, we haven't seen her recently. Last time we like, and also we don't know how soon before the war she rewound him. It could have been a month before the war even started that he got rewound. But it wasn't really specific on that. I mean, I like Mirio's first turn, but it feels like he showed up in the end, didn't get to do too much. I mean, yeah, like he did do some stuff. He did constrain Mr. Compress. He stopped him from doing any more. He tackled him, and I think sorry. Didn't he lay a punch on Spinner too, or something? I don't think he did like nothing. Shika Rock has a singularity thing going on. Yeah. Would you think that season 6 would cover the war arc all the way to Ochako's speech as the season finale? Yeah. I think 2/3. I'll make a video about this as we get closer to the season. I think the first 2/3 of the season will be the war arc. It's the biggest arc the series has ever had. I think it'll take up at least like roughly 2/3. That would leave. So that would leave the Nagant. I don't know if Nagant was like a mini arc or if it was like part of the hero retrieval arc, but that's like a good 8 chapters right there, 5 to 8 chapters. So that's like a little chunk right there, and then the retrieval, Deku retrieval stuff, leading to Uraraka's speech. I think that would be a really good place to end it, and then it would probably end with like a tease of Star and Stripe coming in. I think that'd be a really good way to like cap off the season, I think. Yeah, Toga using twice his blood. That'll be cool. That's the arc that's the battle that's like least exciting to me, I think. I talked about this a lot in the Discord, but I'm not the biggest Toga fan. I always thought that Twice really carried that couple in regards to like being interesting. I think Twice is just one of my favorite villains of the entire series. I loved him. And like if the only reason I'm excited for that fight is just to see a glimpse of him again, you know? Sorry. Over the weekend I spent I was cat sitting for my sister, and I'm not allergic to cats, but like I think that just like all that like pet fur and stuff just like aggravated like the sinuses and stuff. I think yeah. I feel like Prime All Might versus Prime All for One would be Izuku's versus Prime All for One, but Deku gets replaced with All Might at some parts. Well, here's the thing. Like, there's flaws in that theory for sure, because if All Might gets rewound, does that just give him like One for All again, even briefly? Or at least like the embers of it. Also, it kind of takes away from Kamino Ward a little bit. Granted that because that was his final moment, quote unquote. The only way it wouldn't take away from that is if in this time around he literally dies. Because back then it was like he didn't die, but he gave up the ability to be a hero, which is like his life calling, you know. So that still wouldn't like lose its impact, and it was also a passing the torch, like literally. So. Twice was just the man, dude. He just like it wasn't just that he was funny with his dual personality and stuff, or the fact that his quirk was like what it was, which is really interesting and cool. I loved his backstory. I loved just like the way he cared about people. He was one of the few people that really got Toga and viewed villains as like something that like he viewed him in a way that was much clearer than the way heroes see them. I don't know. Broken people aren't necessarily bad. They're just different. So I feel like Gentle and the Brava. Yeah, I mean, okay. So that's another thing I want to talk about. The figures approaching Deku. I personally strongly think that those figures are not evil or villains or whatever. I think that when the first user's vestige was freaking out, he was like, "Oh, I have a bad feeling about this Midoriya." I don't think he was replying. It was like responding to the figures that were approaching. I think that was him sensing that All for One was like reverting back to his like prime self. That's what I think he was reacting to. I don't think it was in response to what was approaching them on the horizon. I think what's approaching Deku on the horizon is one of a few things. The most likely one, I think, I've thought about this for a while. I really think it could be students from Shiketsu or like some of the buildings and stuff, because they even said like Shiketsu's built the same way, where the buildings and stuff, they could like move underground, and if the UA building can fly, why can't some buildings from Shiketsu? But not just the buildings. If it's not the buildings, a NASA could easily fly groups of people over with his. He controls the wind. He's an airbender. Like, I could totally see him flying in groups of reinforcements from Shiketsu. Which, by the way, you see people from Shiketsu in the colored panel. Granted, they're like kind of in the back. You see Anasa and Kami. I think is it just those two? It might just be those two from the school. There's no like meatball guy here or anything. But the fact that those two do appear is pretty big. Oh, you do see the sleepy Proctor from the license arc that no one likes to remember. He's here too. He's in that too. So I think that's funny or worth noting. Yeah, that's another thing. The two other things it could be, I think it could be the jet planes from the United States saying, "Who are here to like avenge Star's death? Here, tag along." Like, because Deku was saying to himself, "I don't have anything to grab onto with Black Whips, so I'm stuck to just propelling myself with air, which is like much slower." So it makes sense. Oh, hey, the U.S. fighter pilot guys. Hey, just whip onto our plane. We'll fly you there. Totally, it would make sense. I think that'd be the most boring option. Option number 3 is the one that I hope and pray. I just, man, if you're gonna do it, now's the time to have Star and Stripe and Koichi flying in from America. And for those of you who haven't read the ending of Vigilantes, the final line of Vigilantes, I guess a little bit of spoiler, it's like the story continues in My Hero Academia, ... Now, you could say like, oh, that's just like the story of like some other characters they share the series. No, I really think that Horikoshi's going to have Koichi come into the series. It doesn't have to be for anything major. I don't need him to like help fight All for One or anything, but just plop him down in an area where they need like extra support, whether it's like Fat Gum and Aoyama versus like this crazy plant villain guy or something, you know, like, man. And then like just have one scene where like Izawa was like, "Oh, so you got my message. Thanks for coming." Like, you know, those two are tight. He could totally message him and say like, "Hey, we need some help over here in Japan. You down?" Come on, like that's not hard. That's really not hard. And if you reread the before the war started, they even Hawks in the hospital was telling people like, "We put in a request for foreign heroes and supporters to come in to help, but like it's being lost in the paperwork because there's no hero safety commission to write them." But like, who's to say that like the Star and Stripe agency didn't get some requests, you know? Rereading some of the comments. Sorry, I'm behind a little bit. Wait, did I not say Captain Celebrity? Oh, did I say Star and Stripe? Oh, my bad. Captain Celebrity, CC, the hero with. Would you just call it? I think his power is just flight, but he applies it to like things he touches, right? But it's really good. It gives him essentially kind of gives him like super strength the way he uses it. Anasa and Shiketsu, if they're gonna show up, it's probably gonna be Shoto. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of possibilities. If I drop Vigilantes somewhere, if Koichi appears, I'll speedrun Vigilantes right away. You should just read it now. For sure. Oh, and Knuckle Duster, we need him. So in regards to Knuckle Duster, like, I wouldn't mind seeing him in the main series, but like, I don't want him to do any fighting because this war is definitely above his level right now, especially the state he was left in. I wouldn't mind a cameo for sure. Like, but I don't know how they would do that. Obviously, and I don't think Pop can. I think she said her hero days are behind her, so it has to be Koichi, I think. Better version of Uraraka? What's a better version? A Pop? What do you think about people coming from the US that were like All Might's friends? I mean, All Might has friends from like, imagine you just, imagine you see all the people from frickin' the movies come in. You see like Rhodey coming to help, like with this little spirit bird or soul bird. And then you have like, Melissa Shield and David Shield coming in, like with just an army of support gear or something. Like, no, God, I would hate that so much. I like those movies, but please don't just have them come in. Then you have that kid. This part would be kind of cool. You have that kid come in from Heroes Rising who could do the cell manipulation, like cell regeneration. That'd be cool for a healing thing, but no, that'd be too much to like include people from the movies, I think. Knuckle Duster punching Prime All for One would be funny though. Yeah, but it'd be like impossible. I mean, like really impossible. Koichi maybe. That'd be cool. But I don't see how Knuckle Duster would reach him. I mean, here's the thing though, like Tsukauchi and All Might and stuff, like I could just picture it now. Like the battle's going on, and then like they're like, "Oh, we have Deku," and he's like, and Deku's like, "I brought friends," and then here comes like Captain Celebrity and Koichi, and then like, and then and All Might would recognize him and be like, "No way," and then Tsukauchi would be like, it was just like spastic at the mic, he's like, "Crawler, what are you doing here? Get out of Japan!" Like. And he's like, they denied all American heroes from coming in here. And he's like, oh yeah? Well, I guess I'm a vigilante again. I don't know. And you just see Tsukauchi just boiling at the seams. They have a history. Just go read Vigilantes. That would be so funny. God, that'd be so funny. Oh my God. There's so many things. Like, so many of the people that Deku like interacted with, not Deku, that Koichi interacted with in his series is here. Like Izawa and him, they're tight. Tsukauchi and him, I'm not gonna call them tight, but they know each other. Hell, even Endeavor at least had an interaction with him, kind of. All Might knows him. Let's see. It'd be really cool to see Makoto. I doubt Makoto would appear, but that's Tsukauchi's sister. She's awesome, by the way. Let's see who else. Stain, back when he was under a different name. He would probably recognize him. There's a lot of people. I'm just trying to think of more. I don't know. Interesting to me. Some civilians calling him crueler again. That'd be funny. Here's the thing though. Like imagine, because we don't know some of the locations for the other people, specifically the Spinner and Shoji and Koda fight. It didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't reveal the location. It was revealing the locations for all the others. It was even saying the location for like Sero's location and stuff. But for whatever reason, they didn't reveal the location for Shoji's battle against Spinner. I swear, if that's Naruhata, I am gonna lose my shit. That's all I gotta say. We still don't know what happened to the women, and I think it's canon she lived because she used a parachute, if I recall. Captain Celebrity is like the better version of Uraraka's work. Oh, yeah. I mean, it kind of is. I mean, Uraraka, like, technically she can fly, but I mean, like, flight and zero gravity are different. Because, I mean, Captain Celebrity can't do what she can do, where he can't, like, touch an object and just give that flight powers. Like, I think he has to, like, touch it, and he has to, like, fly with it or something. Like, yeah, there's different applications to it, but I want to see Knuckle Duster versus... I want to see Knuckle Duster to see Mirko again, honestly. I mean, I mean, like Koichi didn't interact with these people, but Knuckle Duster, that was my, okay, I go on a rant about this too. Knuckle Duster, he knows Mirko. Those two got each other out of a jam. That was one of my favorite arcs ever in My Hero, in the My Hero universe, is the Underground Masquerade arc. You see the origin of like some key people in that, man. Rappa, if you liked Rappa, the brief seconds you saw him in the main series, go read Vigilantes. He's amazing. Even more than amazing. He's a genuinely great guy. Man, miss all these people. I wonder if Rappa will make an appearance. I don't think they kept Rappa in Tartarus. I don't think. I wonder if he was in one of those other prisons that got broken into. There's so many what ifs. Like, are we going to see Gentle Criminal and Brava, Rappa, any of the Vigilantes people? Just like a lot of things. And it just makes you wonder. I don't know. All right. That'll about do it for my reaction stream, I think. We're over an hour now. But this was fun. This was definitely a good time. I guess I'll just go ahead and plug my memberships now while you're still here. If you want to support the channel, you can become a member and get that cool little badge that Happy and Carl have. And the longer you're a member, it changes the badge every month. I think month 2 and then month 3 and then month 5 or something like that. It becomes like progressively cooler. But yeah, if you just want to support the channel, that's an option. But not mandatory by any means. Legend Lily Gardening, bye. Thank you for stopping by, everyone. Yeah, I'll try to do these every official day these come out. That'd be kind of fun. So yeah, thank you guys for stopping by. Appreciate everyone chatting with me. These officials are definitely a lot different than the unofficials. So there's definitely a lot to talk about. And yeah, until next time, this has been MightyGazelle. Hoping you all have a mighty day. See you guys.